Sex workers in Johannesburg have positively identified Sfiso Mkhwanazi as the one they believe is responsible for the murder of 6 women found dead in a Johannesburg CBD building. Today, the suspect made his 3rd court appearance, but it is the first time we've learned his identity. Mkwhanazi has been charged with the murder of 1 woman so far, though the sex workers who've identified him as a client believe he's responsible for all 6 deaths. During court proceedings today, it emerged the accused was paid a visit by his father in prison, and apparently his father asked him to confess to the murders. eNCA senior journalist Aviwe Mtila has the story.
Sfiso Mkhwanazi, the 20-year-old accused of killing at least one of the 6 women discovered at his father's workshop in Johannesburg Central 2 weeks ago. He is making his 3rd appearance at the magistrate's court after an identity parade was finally done last Friday. One of the sex workers who says she saw Mkwhanazi leave with one of the deceased and was part of the identity parade was also in court.
I was there when he took Agnes, went there inside. I was number 2 to be called in. Then the number 1 identified the guy. Number 2 was me. I identified the guy. Number 3 identified the guy. Number 4 identified the guy. 5 identified the guy. Only 1 person didn't identify the guy. It wasn't him. She was looking for a sister. She said the guy was not the one. So out of 6, 5 identified the guy.
While it was a short court appearance for the accused, the bone of contention was Mkwhanazi's father visiting him in prison.
The accused is voicing out that he is not happy for the fact that his father visited him with one of the accused in this matter. And his father asked him to confess. Lordship, I would like the court to, in the accused J7, state that the father of the accused is barred from visiting him until he finalizes this matter, but the accused is not happy.
People must understand, even family, they must understand that is something that a person must do freely and voluntarily without any undue influence. Because then if it's going to surface at a later stage that we are sitting here with a confession that was irregularly obtained, which has such traits of compelling the accused and forcing him without his willingness, then we have a problem. We will go on an unnecessary trial within a trial.
The NPA says it will look into the allegations.
We are yet to follow up that information as the NPA, but as for the requirements for a confession to be admissible in court, we are clear with that as the NPA. We know the law, we know that a confession has to be done voluntarily and it must be done in front of a peace officer, which can be a warrant officer, a captain from the police. But rather we prefer that it be done before a magistrate so that it can then hold water in court.
While 6 bodies have been discovered so far, it seems some of the victims were pregnant.
It has come to our attention is the movement that 2 of the women are pregnant, which is quite saddening to hear that also, because from the pictures I also seen at the mortuary, I could, just by looking at the picture from the mortuary, I could tell that they might be pregnant. When I was asking, I was told that no, maybe it's because of the sun, that's why maybe their bellies were swollen. So, but now it has come to our attention that they might be pregnant.
I only know that there's 2 who were pregnant, 2 girls who were pregnant.
Mkwhanazi will be back at the Johannesburg Magistrate Court on the 31st of October, where he will be making a formal bail application. Aviwe Mtila, Johannesburg.